Ooh, that's a wee bit bright, isn't it? Hi there, it's Craig here. Okay, you got a double feature tonight. Taste test time. Gonna taste test the brown ale, the dark ale that I did. A little bit of a catch to that. I'll get into that in a minute. But first, we're gonna do the maple syrup one. I tasted this when I bottled it, and I mean, sometimes you can tell whether it's going to be good or not, and sometimes you can't. And at that time, it didn't taste good. So I'm hoping that it's been, you know, it's matured, and we've got a big 1 liter bottle of it here. So if it tastes like crap, I'm going to be cleaning the toilet with it. Whoa. Okay. So this is the one we did with the maple syrup that some kind gentleman just donated $10 for. Thank you again. I don't have the name with me, but we mentioned him in the original video. Let's try a pour. Wow, eh? I've got the camera turned up a little bit, so it's hard to see. It's a little over, but it's pretty good. As far as a head goes, that's pretty good actually, for a lighter style beer. Let's give it a go. I can taste the hint of the maple syrup, but as somebody mentioned, it's mostly going to be fermented. But there's got to be something left behind. It has a lot of aftertaste. Almost like a like I've brewed these lagers before, and they don't generally give me an appley flavor. But this one here is giving me that, but only on the end, at the you know, at the end of the swallow. It lingers. I don't know whether it's worth doing. Certainly, to pay $13 like what I paid for the maple syrup. For $13, I should be blown away, I think, as far as a home brew goes from a kit. So I'm going to say don't do it, because if you for $13 you can get yourself a kilogram of dry malt extract, and that's going to do you a better justice than this. It does have an aftertaste, which I'm not sure if I like that or not. I like a clean finish. I don't want to have it hanging around, you know, unless it's a darker beer, which has a nice malty texture and flavor. I could definitely see, after a few of those, you'd be switching to something else. Go get yourself some dry malt extract and add that instead. Okay. Now the dark ale I did, it's a little bit of a different story. I haven't got a bottle of that around, actually. I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is that I managed to successfully keg the brown ale. And it's, as we speak, sitting in the keg, awaiting my trial. The bad news is there's no video. And I apologize for that. But let me explain. I had several things happen that night. My toolbox spilt all over the place. I had nails of all different sizes and screws of all different sizes and everything else that I have all sorted out in my toolbox. It went down right in my brewing area. I couldn't do anything. I had to spend an hour picking it all up with a magnet and sorting it all out because I'm a little bit fussy about my toolbox. And I wanted to get my kegging done, so I didn't have time to do the video. However, I'm glad I didn't do it because I was just more interested in fiddling with it, tinkering with it, and just fiddling around with the carbonation and the, you know, all that kind of stuff, temperatures, and the video would have been very boring, very long, and it wouldn't have been informative at all. I'm just going to do it when I know what I'm doing. That's all. I don't want to put something out there that's false. You know, in a couple of weeks when I've got my techniques down pat, definitely make a video. I'm going to go over there. I've got another camera over there. My other camera decided to work for me tonight, which is great. So I'm going to go over there and fire that baby up, and we'll look at this and see what we've got. Okay, here I am. A little bit of a crude handheld shot here, sorry. But anyways, I'm going to show you my keg and my wonderful primitive setup that I've got going on here. And there it is. So I've got my CO2 tank there. God knows why somebody painted it purple or pink, but whatever. And the hoses, it's all hooked up. And I've just got my tap just sitting there right now. It's a very crude setup at the moment. And down here I've got my 99-cent drip tray, which works just fine for me right now. Of course, I'll be upgrading. I'm trying to get a fridge in here. Right now I'm basically relying on the fact that it's very cool in the basement. And it worked just fine with that. I do throw it in the freezer once in a while to get it nice and cold. Tonight it's not been done. I'm just doing it at basement temperature. But it's a very crude setup, but you know what? It pours beer, and that's all that matters, really. So let's put the camera down and pour a beer. This is at basement temperature, so I'm most likely going to get a lot of foam. Now, I haven't tried this in a couple of days. Am I on? Can I get on this shot here? Yeah. I haven't tried this in a couple of days. The first time I tried it, it was a lot of yeast. It wasn't very clear, and it had a very yeasty flavor. So what I've done is I've left it. I pressurized it. I got the carbonation I wanted, and I've just left it here. I'm hoping that it's cleared up a little bit, and I'm very anxious to taste it. See how good it is. It's the Cooper's Dark Ale. Oh, let's go. Wow. Okay, so there's a beer with one hell of a head. Let's bring it over here. I'm not sure how good this camera picks these kinds of things up, but you can see the definitely a nice defining line between the head and the beer. The head itself is very velvety. There's no big bubbles to speak of. It's very just very velvety and nice, as you can see. So we're going to go back over to the other camera. For me to set up two cameras and do this kegging video the other night would not have been, it wouldn't have been easy for me. We'll do a kegging video and we'll do it right. Don't worry. But here we've got the results. Like, that is amazing. It's fairly clear. It's still a little bit hazy. But I had a little accident when I was siphoning it into the keg. And my fermenter was on an angle so I could get the last bit out, and it fell back. So I got some sediment into here, and I think that's why when I tasted it the other day, I got quite a yeasty flavor. It's been a couple of days since I've tried it, and well, let's have a go at it. There's a lot of hoppy flavor there, or aroma. Here we go. Holy f***. Oh! That is unbelievable! Oh, I can't believe this. It tastes amazing. Now, oh my God. Because look, I mean, look how that, look. Oh, that's just, I'm over the, that's unbelievable. No, you can tell I'm just ecstatic about this. This is incredible. This is so good. It's very good. A nice dark ale, nice, it's not a St. Peter's, obviously, because, come on, what is, right? But it's like that. It's got that it's going down that alley. It's got that thing to it. And for a home brew from a can, I think anybody who can make beer like this at home, especially from a kit, would be very happy and impressed. So there you are. Now, I do have one bottle of this. Couldn't quite fit it all in the keg, so I had to bottle a little bit of it. Later on, when that bottle becomes conditioned, I will do a video on that too, just briefly, for those of you who might want to try the dark ale but don't have a keg and you want to see what it comes out of the bottle like. So we're going to do that, but that's going to take a couple bit more weeks to mature. But well, shit, this thing puts this to shame. Like, honestly, like that. Now I don't even want to go back to drinking that now. So that's incredible. I'm going to go and get another glass. I'll be right back. Well, my son's in the hospital recovering from an appendix removal operation, and he's doing very well. He's fine. He's coming home tomorrow. I'm very happy about that, and what a way to celebrate the successful operation and no complications, and also to comfort myself a little bit while I wait for his arrival. What a way to do that than with a god darn homebrew that tastes like $1,000,000, I'm telling you right now. Look at the thing, the lacing on that. All the way up to the top, it's still there, huh? Huh? Yeah, it's working for me. So now here we are, and I had a wonderful experience trying it out. As I said, there's no one way to do it. I will talk about this in more depth as I go along. I think that it's well worth you doing this. Short of going all grain, and even if you do go all grain, I still think you should keg. Save up some pennies, get yourself a keg, some dispensers or whatever, a couple, one or two. I might actually get myself one of those picnic ones that you just press a button and you pour yourself a beer. You don't got to go all elaborate and make a big fridge out of it and everything like that and hook it all up with. I mean, that's something you can do as a hobby if you want to do it, but let's face it, that's the icing on the cake, really, if you want to go that route. I've got a keg and a CO2 tank on the floor with a piece of towel on the ground. Look what I got out of that. I don't need a kegerator. Eventually, I probably will do one, but hey, what the heck. So, but as I go along, I will make videos talking about more things in more detail of how I do it. Just learning from people who have helped me. Thank you very much, by the way, and learning from the videos I've watched on YouTube. And it's not just because of the keg that it tastes this good. I mean, we did the the dark ale. We used less water. Remember, we were trying to increase the alcohol. So I used a half a gallon less water, and I used the high malt glucose instead of to increase the body of the head of the beer. Now, if that's why I've got a head like this, then the proof's in the pudding. Okay, maybe that helped, that stuff, and that's what they say it does. So I'm not lying to you. Two things we did to increase the body of the beer while also increasing the alcohol content. I don't know how much this has. I estimated about 6.5% when I put it down, but I did not take a final gravity. I was just too interested in getting it into the keg, and really I don't really pay too much attention to the exact amount of alcohol that's in it. I don't care, as long as I know approximately, and then that's good enough for me. So, way to go! This is really good. Oh. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful. I have more videos on the editing block right now. The hard cider video is on the editing block right now, so it'll be up soon. And a taste test of that one as well. So it's all happening right here. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.